Okay. But before we go to our session, I'm going to ask one of you to be the volunteer for checking the attendance. Who would like to volunteer to check the attendance? Do you know each other? Do you know each one of you? Sige. Sunjo Siok John. Sok John? Sok John.
Yes, sir.
Do you know your classmates?
Sige po, sir. I volunteer.
Volunteer na lang. Okay, sige. You will be the attendance checker. Sok John.
Sige po, sir.
Okay, thank you Sunmi and thank you Sokjun. How about recitation recorder? Have we assigned someone last meeting? Recitation recorder.
Already, Sir Celia.
Who? Who was assigned?
Celia po, sir. Mary.
Ilya? Her name is... Her
Mary.
name?
Yeah.
Celia po, sir. Mary
Celia.
Joy Celia.
Okay, sige. Okay. Sige. For today, let's continue what we discussed from last meeting. Okay. Last meeting we talked about these things, these icons. What does this icon represent? Sige, let's have a review. What does this icon represent? Okay, what is the object in the icon? What is this thing?
Microscope.
Okay, microscope. What subject is this? Okay, in high school, what subject is this? Represented by a microscope.
Chemistry po, sir.
Chemistry? Well, sometimes you can use a microscope in chemistry, but chemistry is not focused or do not usually use microscopes.
Biology
Usually,
po pala, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Biology, sir.
Okay. Oh. Microscope is used in biology, no? So it's a part of science. How about this one? What are the objects in the icon?
Chemistry.
Chemistry. Okay. Chemistry is also a part of science. This one looks like an atomic bomb symbol. The last one. So this is biology, this is chemistry, and this is physics. Okay. All three of them are part of science. How about this one? This icon stands for
Art, sir.
what?
Sir.
Okay, art. Okay. Is art a part of science? Is art a part of science?
No, sir.
Okay. Can you remind us why art is not a part of science? Okay, why is art not a part of science? Go ahead.
Because art is the first range of human activities in creating visual, sir.
Hmm. Okay, I think you forgot the discussion last meeting. Why? Okay, although that's a good point, no?
Sir.
It is true, but that's not what we have already discussed last meeting. We discussed it.
Sir,
Why? Yes, Mary Joy. Why art is not part of
art,
science? Go ahead.
art is not considered as science. It is because art is more on opinions, while science more on systematic approach.
Very good. Well done, Mary Joy. Okay, very good. Talagang okay, I was waiting for that answer. Mary Joy. Okay, you will receive 2 points for that. 2 points recitation. Okay, why art is not part of science? Look at this. Okay? Look at this. Okay. Look at this. To some people, they consider this one as art. But to some people, it is not art. It is dirty. It's more of a dirt. It's more of a it's not art for some people. How about this one? Okay. Is this art?
Yes po.
Okay, to you this is art. Okay? To you this is art.
Yes, if you want.
To some people, they may not even consider this one as art, right? It's like random brush of paints that you can find in a plywood. If somebody is painting his boat, alright? If somebody is painting his boat, okay, he may use another plywood, a smaller one, okay, to place the paint. For example, okay, for example, if someone is painting his boat, okay, someone may use another piece of plywood to put the paint. Okay. While using this piece of plywood, the color may mix and then it may turn out like this one. Although this painting is considered by art by some people, the paint in this plywood is not. Okay? But some people may still consider this one as art. So that's the problem with art, no? Art. So art is based on opinion. Okay? Art is based on opinion. Okay, let's move on. From art, let's move on to the next one. How about this one?
Ghost.
Okay, ghost.
Ghoster.
Okay. Dog. Okay.
Ghoster.
It's a ghost, right? Is this a part of science? Is this a part of science? Ghost, the supernatural. Is it a part of science? I think we discussed this last meeting. Are ghosts, aswang, vampires part of science?
No, sir.
Okay, why is ghost not part of science, Mary Joy?
Sir, may sumagot niyan last time.
Okay, why? Okay, who can give me?
Um,
Why are ghosts not part of science? Any idea?
On my opinion lang, sir.
Okay, sige, go ahead, Mary Joy.
It is because ano po kasi yung mga paranormal, it's more on superstitious. And while on more belief, sometimes it carries cultures din po.
Okay.
But Ayun. Yun lang.
Okay, there is something else about paranormal. Okay, sige, Mary Joy. I'll give Mary Joy 1 point. 1 point. Okay, I noticed, no? Yes, what is it, Sir J? Okay, I noticed, no, today, this class is awfully quiet. Today. This class is awfully quiet, except Mary Joy. Okay, the rest, I don't know why are you not participating. Okay. Any opinions why ghosts are considered? Are you afraid of Sir J?
Opo, sir. Takot po ako dyan.
Okay.
Opo, sir. Nakakatakot po siya.
Sobra po
Is
sir,
he-
nakakatakot.
Is he a ghost? Okay. So we have the supernatural, no? Let's just write ghost. Okay. Supernatural is a long word. Okay, last time we actually discussed why ghost is not part of the natural or not studied in science because this is hard to define. You don't know what it is. Hard to define. Is this an energy? Is this matter? Or is this light? Is this temperature? Okay, ghost is hard to define, so it cannot be studied with science because science need your objects, all right, to be well defined. So we have art is opinion, ghost is hard to define, and the last one, this one. Okay, this stands for last icon.
Mathematics.
Mathematics is more on numbers. Where do you see this icon? What is this object?
Equality.
This, what it is eh?
Equality.
Equality.
Politics, sir,
Okay.
politics.
Okay.
Equality.
Okay. Equality. Where do you
Justice.
find? Okay, in justice system, no? You can find this one in justice system.
Uba na yung manong.
Okay. Why is justice system? Why is the equality? Why is equality or justice or law not part of science? What do you think?
Sir, can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Based on what I learned last meeting,
Mhm.
because politics or law is changeable based
Okay.
on the constitution, while science is ano po sir, permanent. Yun lang po.
Okay, very good. Okay, please give him 2 points. Okay, well said. So law, the third one, law is not part of science because law depends on the constitution. It depends on the Senate. It depends on the judge. So law is changing. So you can change laws. Since it is changing, it is hard to do science. Okay, also this is part of law is based on opinion. Okay, so art, the supernatural, and law are not part of science. What do you think makes these three, biology, chemistry, and physics, part of science? What do you think makes these three part of science? What is common with these three? What do scientists do in these three
Discovery.
subjects? Discovery. Okay, 1 point. What else?
Experiments.
Experiments. Okay, give him 1.5. Okay. Okay, very good. If something can be experimented, you can create a branch of science about it. For example, if ghosts can be experimented, you can experiment ghosts. Or you will have goxology. You will be looking at them using some sort of instrument. So it will become part of science. However, ghosts is hard to experiment.
bug.
Yes, it's hard to experiment because in the first place, it's not well defined. What is a ghost? It's not well defined. So it's hard to experiment. Same with art. It's very opinion based. Very opinion based. It's also hard to define. Same with law. Right? Law changes based on discoveries, based on the opinion of the majority, based on culture. So they are not universal. And anyway, so that's what makes science, because if something can be experimented on, then you have a science. You can build a science around it. Okay? Okay, let's go on. Okay. Can we evolve science? Well, in this part, I will not be talking lessons to you. Again, as I've said during our first meeting, this subject is more on discussion. You should be the ones who will be talking, not me. Okay, can we evolve science? Okay. Last time, okay, I'm going to go back to the previous slide. As you can see, science has its own limitations, no? So it does not include a supernatural. It does not include arts. It does not include the law. Okay. The question is, can we evolve science? Okay. Sample image. Okay. Science, Big Bang Theory is an explanation in science. Why is the universe expanding? Then we have a Big Bang Theory to explain it. Can we add supernatural on its other part? So this is controversial, right? Okay, but I'm not going to grade you based on the content. I'm going to grade you based on your reasoning. Okay, let's begin. Class discussion. Sige. Can we evolve science? In other words, can we include the supernatural in science? Go ahead, any opinion. Okay,
Knowledge,
sige.
sir.
Isip. Come on, isip.
Sir, kailangan po ba yung sagot ka na connected sa picture?
Sa?
Sa picture?
Picture is just a aid. Aid lang siya, no? We can have different situation where you can you can explain your concept. Okay, we can use the chalkboard. So unfortunately, no, wala tayo sa klase, nandito tayo sa online. Anyway, sige, go ahead. I'm going to try to draw. What are you trying to say? Sige. Go. Can we evolve science?
Through measuring time, through measuring age of living things,
Mm-hmm.
post something.
But that is already okay, sige, that's a good point, no? That's true. However, that's already part of science. So measuring things, we have that biology, no? So kumbaga, if we can draw a Venn diagram, so we have biology already in science. Biology already in science. So sakop na siya ng science. Sakop. Okay? It's part of science. However, there are things outside of science like last time, okay, supernatural goes. Okay, and then art, it's outside of science. And then law. Okay, it's outside of science. Why
But
can we include them on science? Can we find a way to include one of them, two of them, three of them, all of them? Okay, go. Any opinion? This is a class discussion. Sige.
I think, sir,
Mhm.
science can evolve if we mix science and art goes along.
Okay, mixing science and art. How? How would you mix science and art? There are many possible answers actually. That's a good point.
Ah, sa answer, sa Ghost Sir, pwede po siya for me.
Okay, so ghost. Okay, so we're not going to talk about art. We're going to talk about science and ghosts. Go ahead. How would you
Yeah,
mix the
kasi
two?
parang narinig ko po somewhere na parang yung spirit po natin para siyang ah, living matter, something inside our body. So kapag namatay po tayo, yung parang yung mukhang ghost po,
Mhm.
yung para po siyang tawag doon, kalimutan ko po sir tawag doon. Basta parang may pinag-aralan po yung science sa katawan po ng tao,
Mhm.
yung soul po, na yung kung bakit pag namatay yung tao parang may umaakyat papuntang na.
Okay. So, if you would like ghosts or the supernatural to be part of science, what you do is you observe. So, observation, no?
Yes.
Observation. Observation. Okay, so you observe the dead body. So, kumbaga, observation is part of science. Okay, what else?
So, excuse me,
Okay,
may
that's
dadagdag
one
lang
point.
po ako sa sinabi ni Ferdy.
1 point yun na. Okay, Ferdy. Go ahead. What can you...
So, ayun po, yung ghost po, pwede po siya maging part ng biology kasi according to science po, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So, but energy can be transferred. So, pwede po siyang mag-iba ng form pero di po siya nade-destruct. So, yung energy po natin as a living being probably is nag-roam around this world lang po. So, ghost is a huge probability.
Okay.
That's all.
So, kumbaga, you use logic, no? Logic. So, yung if energy cannot be created or destroyed, then the ghost cannot be created or destroyed. Okay, so, more scientific na siya, no? Kumbaga, so, it's more, the supernatural is starting to be more and more scientific. So, kumbaga, we can start to draw. So, we can start to include the supernatural like this, ano? Okay. What else?
Sir, pwede po.
Go ahead.
But-
Again, join the discussion.
Ah.
Go ahead.
I believe, sir, that science can evolve
Mhm.
through this art, codes, and laws because human nature itself po, we are curious. Curiosity is in our nature. So when there are some things that we cannot explain, we tend to explore it. And then when there are questions are not answered, we try to observe it and study about it. So just like the ghost that na-explain about it's a form of energy. And then also when it comes example sports there that we never thought that science can be touched by sport, but now that there are sports science that like they're studying how does human body work, and that's why I believe, sir, that it can touch all these other categories.
Okay, very good. That's a very good opinion, right? That's a very good point of view. Okay, 2 points. Well done. Okay, that's a new concept, no? So, what he's trying... Okay, I'm going to reword what he is saying. So, one of his idea is that instead of looking at biology as biology, chemistry, and physics, instead of looking at them as inside a shell, okay, instead of looking at them inside a shell, what he's trying to say is, why don't we remove the shell and let human curiosity explore, right? So that's a very, very creative idea. We let our human curiosity explore these other fields. So we let curiosity, no? So kumbaga, instead of defining science to be fixed, right? We let curiosity explore this. So you try to experiment art, you try to observe art, you try to use logic or mathematics, no, in art. Same with the law, same with the supernatural. So they are more becoming part of science, okay?
There
Through
aren't psychology using the art for, I mean, like, for the concept of what's happening in the mind. Kasi,
okay.
ano, mga psychiatrist po, di ba? Through arts nila ine-express kung kunyari part ng nagkaroon ng violence yung bata or kahit sino, parang may mga ano po dun sa art class namin before, parang may mga ano po dun kung ano yung nararamdaman ng tao based sa dinodrawing niya tsaka based sa intensity ng mga colors na ginamit niya. So I think psychology is somehow related to art din po.
Very good. Okay, I'm supposed to give it lang 3 points but it has the same kumbaga intensity concept. So one step lang siya, no. It has the same intensity sa idea ni I can't see you, I can't see your faces, so I cannot identify your names. So that's a very good actually I'm surprised with that answer. Oh, that's a very good one. Okay, I'm going you earned 2 points. Okay, 2 points. That's very creative. So I'm going to try to describe what she's trying to say. So okay, why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? Okay. Get your writing materials. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do it. Get your writing materials. We're going to do a combination of science and art. Combination nila ng science and art. Okay. Do you have your writing materials na?
Yes po.
Okay. You must do this activity. This is very interesting activity. Okay, do it today, right now. Okay. In your writing, in your notebook, paper, whatever that is, okay, try to draw a sun. Okay, draw a sun, a tree, and a house. Okay, try to draw a sun, a tree, and a house. 3 objects. So if this is your paper, okay, draw all 3 inside. You don't have to draw your house in detail, right? I'm going to give you around a minute. A minute. So yung bahay, you can draw house like this. So ganyan or something. Alright? You can draw like that. Right? You don't have to make it to draw in detail. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to complete your activity. Okay, a minute. A sun, a tree, and house. So this is combination of art. So combination of your sense of art. Also a combination of the other part is psychology, which is a part of science. So mixture nila no combo. Okay, sige. Okay, are you done? Michi, are you done? Oh, okay, he disconnected. Michi, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Jan Bithwell?
Tapos na po.
Okay, sige. Psychology and art. So, probably you draw the 3 objects, sun, tree, and house. Now let's interpret it. So you probably have some sort of artistic taste. How did you draw your sun? How did you draw your tree? And how did you draw your house? Okay, this is the psychological interpretation of that. Sun. Okay, sun. Sun is warm. Well, not just warm. Sun is hot. Sun represents your mother. So, oops. Okay. Sun represents your mother. So, I'm going to draw female symbol, no? So, pag-ihi, ganito kasi spread eh. So, imbes of writing mother, so, sun represents your mother. The tree is sturdy. Okay? The tree represents your father. Okay? Tree represents your father. And the house that you draw represents you. Represents you. Okay. And this is how you interpret your output. For example, okay, let's have an example. So last time I was asked by my father to draw. I draw something like this. Okay, I think it was something like this. The sun might be here, or the sun is right here. I think it's right here. I have a sense of balance in my art, so I think I placed the sun here. Okay, somewhere either of these two places, no. Okay, here or here. Okay, so the interpretation is that if the tree is close to the house, then you are closer. Okay, if the tree is closer to the house, then you are closer to your father. So you are closer to your father. And if the sun is farther from the house, then you can still be close with your mother. However, the father is closer to you. Sometimes you draw a house like this. Pwede yung draw a house like this. So bahay, this is the house, and then the sun like this. It's like a rising sun. Like that. I used to draw a house like this when I was younger. So ganito yung drawing ko ng house. And tree is somewhere beside like this. Okay. When I was younger, I draw things like this. But when my father asked me, so my father is next to, literally next to me. Okay, when my father asked me, so this was what I drew. And he said that, yeah, I am closer to him than my mother. Okay. As for the house, I think I draw a ladder here, some sort of a ladder. Okay. As for the house, if it's not standing on a hill, okay, if it's not standing on a hill or it is not elevated, then as of the moment, psychologically, no, you're more likely a common person. Because if you draw a house, or if you imagine yourself in a house on top of a hill or elevated, then you are viewing yourself right now as a leader. Okay, you're viewing yourself right now as a leader. So this is very interesting, no? So in other words, you can try to you may interpret the outputs of artists using psychology. So that's why art science combination of art of science. Okay, so that's very interesting. Okay, sige, by the way, how was your output? Sige nga, hit rate natin, no? How true is it? I don't think it will be true 100%. Okay, let's start with Rexy.
Yes, sir.
How true was it?
How true.
Oh, oh.
Just as you instructed, sir. No more, no less. Ah, there's more. I have a window.
You have a window. Okay,
Just
which
the
one is
window in the
closer?
door, that's all.
In your drawing, which
Ah,
one is closer?
no one's closer.
Oh
It's
no.
actually up in the middle.
Is it true? No one is closer? You're not that...
Yeah, I can take a photo of it.
Okay, sige. Try to
Wait lang.
upload. Okay, what? Try... sige, go ahead.
Ito siya, sir.
Well, that's interesting. Let me see.
Yan. Kita po.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yan lang
okay.
siya.
No one is close, no. Oo. But they are not far.
Yeah.
They are not that far either, no. Okay, sige. Thank you.
Opo, it's
Thank you.
the
Oh, Rexy. Not too
circle.
close, not too close, not too far. Either, no. Hindi malayo masyado yung araw mo at puno, no. Even the size of the sun, it's good size, no. Hindi siya maliit as in. Okay, sige. Thank you very much, Rexy. How about the others? Sun B. Sun B.
No, sir.
Okay, how was your output? How was your drawing?
Yung akin, sir,
Ah,
the sun is farther from the house and the tree is closer to the house. Pero sa akin medyo, sir, parang hindi
hindi
kabaliktaran
accurate.
kasi
Okay, hindi accurate.
yes, because mas close po ako sa mama ko.
Okay.
So, yun po.
Could you describe your mother? Is your mother warm?
Yes po.
Okay, so ayun na, no. Hindi siya
Sir.
accurate, kaya nga. Okay, sige. Hindi siya accurate. And that is one of the weakness of combining, no. Science is high in accuracy. Very high in accuracy. And then art, well, is highly opinionated, no. Highly opinionated. So if you mix the two, you have a mixed accuracy. Let's say 60% accuracy, like that. 60% accuracy only. Alright, it's more, the more art it is, so the more 60%, the more scientific it is, alright, the accuracy also increases, naging 30%, so on and so forth. So that's the difference between science, art, and the other branches, no. So yun, nakikita natin, we can see the disadvantage of combining science. So we can see the disadvantage of combining science. Sana yun? Okay, we can have this one. Okay. Okay. So that's one outcome, no? That's one outcome. Combining science with art. Okay, so combining highly accurate with opinionated. So the result is in between. Okay. So the thing. Okay, let's go. Okay, how about other combination? Science and what else? Would you like to combine science with other field? Okay, so that's why some of academics, some people would say that let's not combine science with the other fields, no. Let's just draw a shell around it. Alright, so biology, physics, chemistry, and so on. Chemistry. If the test, so if the experiment does not give accurate result, if the test does not give accurate result, then we cannot build a science around it. However, the very moment that art give accurate test result 100%, then we will have, then it will be included, alright, as kumbaga mainstream, quote unquote mainstream science. Okay, so you get the point where science has a, so mas academics, no. Science is limited to 100% or 99.99% accuracy, not with these fields, not with these other fields. Okay, So this is also one of the reason it's hard to, well, although you can have a theory or an explanation that combines Big Bang and creationism, so you can have a theory that explains both. However, when you try to test the two, when you when you try to test the two, make sure that the output, the outcome, the intervention is reliable, because if the intervention is not reliable, so it is hard to create something out of it. And what is something out of it? Okay, sige, something out of it, I'm referring to technology. Okay, let's go to the next one, technology. This one. Okay, what is in the icon?
Cellphone.
Okay, cell phone. How about this one? Next one.
Atomic bomb.
Okay, atomic bomb. Okay. Actually, this has been nag-echo. Okay. So, this was actually used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, no? Very destructive technology. Okay. It aside from destroying properties, killing people, this also causes mga mutation. Okay, next one.
Medicine.
Okay, this is medicine. So all of them are part of technology. No. So it works. The cell phone works. The atomic bomb works. The medicine also works most of the time. However, yun nga mo, different types of body, no? Sometimes the medicine does not work. Okay, here we have, what do we have here? What do we have in the other side? We have
Witchcraft.
witchcraft. What do you think? May eye siya o eye?
Third eye.
Third eye. What else? Okay, third eye.
Pineal gland.
Huh? What? I can't hear you. Sorry. Please repeat.
Sir, sabi sa nabasa kong libro, yung pineal gland daw po, pag naka-open siya, yun yung nag-activate ng third eye ng tao.
Okay, sige. Okay. So, third eye. Okay, sige. Let's use the general term psychic ability, no? Third eye, witchcraft, psychic ability. How about this one?
Walis tambo.
Walis tambo, ano? Pero sa tingin mo sa grupong to, what do you think tong walis tambo na to? Look at the group. Okay, and psychic ability, something else, then walis tambo. What do you think is this walis tambo used for? Huh? It's used for?
Lumipad po.
Okay, lumipad, no? Yung walis tambo ni Harry Potter. Okay. Sige, how about this one?
Ulam.
Okay, what do you call this one in English? There is a term for this one.
Voodoo doll.
Okay, it's voodoo doll. So, tawag niyan. It is called voodoo doll. Voodoo. Barang, taga Sikihor, no? So, hopefully walang taga Sikihor dito. So, voodoo. Mga magic. Okay, sige. On the left, we have technology. Okay. On the right, we have other things. Okay. The question is, why these other things, psychic ability, magic broom, voodoo doll, why are they not considered technology? When people talk about technology, why do you think they don't consider these three? Okay, go. Any opinion? Go ahead. Okay, yung hindi pa nag-recite, those who haven't recited yet. Rocky, have you recited already? Nag-recite ka na?
Di pa po, sir.
Okay, wala pa. Okay, sige. We'll start with you, then we're going to ask Mike. Okay, sige, Rocky, go ahead. Why do people don't consider these three when talking about technology?
Because it has nothing to do with machines. Because when we say that technology undergoes in machine inventions or something like there are some tools to use in order to um, make some things work from work to yung para gumana, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So you use tools. So this one have tools in here. Okay, sige. Very good. That's a good point. I will give that 1.5. Okay? So there are tools. Okay, sige. Let's see. Okay, thank you very much, Rocky. Let's see if Mike can add something else on the
Yes, sir.
discussion. Okay, sige, Mike.
Yes, sir. These three things, sir. Emphasizing the fictional things that
Sandali, sandali. Mike,
Mike.
Mike. May echo ka, may echo. Try to move your speaker away from your mic. Oh, Mike. Okay. Move your speaker away from your microphone. Okay, kasi nagfi-feedback siya. Okay, sige. Let's go.
Narinig na ako, sir?
Okay, very clear. Yan. Sige, go ahead, Mike.
Sir, when I see these three things, sir, is it's look like a fictional and there's no really exactly basement of people who create, sir. Parang it's a fictional, sir.
Okay, it's a fictional.
It's not really look like there's no really exactly basement or ano, sir. Hindi ka panipaniwala.
Okay, di ka panipaniwala, no? So, okay, sige. Thank you very much, Rocky. 1.5 also, 1.5. So, half-half, no? Dalawang magandang ideya. Okay, can we have another one? Another idea? Why do you think, pag nag-uusapan tayong teknolohiya, dyan sa kalsada, mga classmate mo, pag sinabing teknolohiya, bakit hindi natin naiisip mga to? Okay, sige. Sisters, how about sister? Sister power din. How about sisters? Sunmi, Melanie, Mary Rose.
Sir, yung ano po sir, yung witchcraft po kasi sir, hindi po siya ano po ng technology kasi yung mga witchcraft po, gawa po siya ng mga evil forces po.
Okay. Okay, it's gawa ng mga evil forces. But why don't we consider them as technology?
So, hindi naman magawa ng blueprint yung witchcraft
Okay, Rex.
or scientific evidence.
Okay, that's very good opinion, no? Rexy, okay, sige. That's 1.5. Actually, connected yung sagot ni Rexy at sagot ni Rocky, no? Rocky mentioned about using tools. May mga tools na ginagamit. And then Rexy blueprint.
Sir, walang battery.
Walang battery. Okay, sige. Uy, actually, so battery, sige, 1 point for dinad so battery.
Sir, sa akin, sir, walang kuryente.
Walang kuryente na walang battery. What else? Sige, what else? Sige, may mga
Undergoes an invention.
Okay, sige. For Rocky, okay, when we say technology, okay, it should involve using tools. May mga tools. Kay Rexy naman, when you say technology, you should have a blueprint. You should be able to use a blueprint. So, merong mga patent intellectual property, mga circuit board ba yan? Kailangan ng blueprint, no? Kay Mike, technology, ano yung Mike? Sandali, Mike, wala ako.
Sir, yung ano, sir, walang basement.
Walang
It's a
basement.
fictional lang.
Walang basement, no? So, kumbaga, kung maghanap tayo ng if we are going to look for a voodoo witch, parang yung mga witch, no? Witch. It's very hard to find. It's very hard to find them. It's very hard to find witches. Also, it's very hard to find witches that actually kumbaga witches that perform supernatural tasks consistently. So yun, you know, we can hear rumors, we can hear stories about witches, but we haven't really captured a witch and then place it in GMA studio, no? We asked the witch to perform a lot of things. And that's one of the reason, no? It's hard to find a basement, kumbaga sabi ni Mike. Okay, sige. Kay Mary Rose, walang baterya. Walang electricity. Kay Fernando naman. Okay, sige, Mary
Di po ako
Rose.
nagsabi nun, sir.
Okay, sige, Ferdinando. Walang Mary Rose, what is your answer again? Supernatural? What was your answer again, Mary Rose?
Yung witchcraft po, sir, gawa po siya ng mga evil forces po.
Okay, so evil fortune or evil forces na supernatural. Okay, sige. Okay, 1 point Mary Rose, 1 point Fernando, Mike, Rocky, and Rexy, 1.5. So, kumbaga nakuha nyo ang main points, no? Okay, sige. So, witchcraft. It's not considered a technology for various reasons. Okay, tools. Tapos they don't use known energy sources. Walang battery, no? Walang battery yung ano. So, does not use known energy sources. However, kumbaga, it is animated with magic. So black magic. Okay, black magic, quote unquote. But black magic is very hard to verify scientifically. So hindi siya considered. Tapos ano pa? Walang basement. So kumbaga, it has something to do with reliability. So kumbaga, you're not really sure if you're going to go to a witch or mangkukulam person or manghula, mga feng shui expert. Sabi ng feng shui expert daw, 2020 is a lucky year. So nangyari 2020 is incredibly hard. Okay, tingnan natin yung mga sarili natin, no? We're conducting classes using online methods, no? So ayan, so one of the problem with witchcraft is the reliability. So ayan, so if it's reliable, then it is testable. Pag testable, there will be a lot of studies conducted about that. So maistudihan siya kung ano ba talaga yung nandyan witchcraft. Pero nangyayari, what's happening is that witchcraft is famous in rural places. So mga rural, kumbaga mga bukid, no? Rural places. Napaka-famous ng mga ganito. Mga witchcraft stories, mga wakwak, mga aswang, mga ano pa, tikbalang, no, sa mga rural places. Pero pagdating sa city, so kumbaga magical yun, nagkawala yung mga ganito, mga witchcraft. And we don't know really if they are no witchcraft, no. We cannot disprove the possibility. Hindi naman sinasabi natin na walang witchcraft. There's a possibility that there is witchcraft. Pero yun lang, if we try to test it, napakahirap hulihin ang kanyang reliability, no. Okay, so one of the reason it's not considered technology. Okay, how about cell phone medicine? So we rely on these things. Imagine, no, if witchcraft is true, then hindi na natin kailangan, we don't need to buy submarines, we don't need to buy helicopters, we don't need to buy tanks. So lahat ng Pilipino mag-aaral ng witchcraft, lahat ng Pilipino mag-aaral ng voodoo doll. Walang palag yung mga aeroplano ng China, if this is true, mga to. If this is true, walang palag ang China. However, ngayon unreliable. Pagdating sa gyera, so ito pa rin yung nagdidikta ng outcome ng war, mga ganito pa rin. Okay, sige. Technology. By the way, formal definition of technology is that, like the cell phone, the atomic bomb, and the medicine, they are derived from science. So itong mga to derived from science, and this one are derived from supernatural. Not even sure kung supernatural talaga. Supernatural stories, no. So yan. Technology, the formal definition of technology is, wait, okay, formal definition Technology, let's start with science. So science, it should be testable. When we say science, it should be testable. Testable. Repeatedly. Dapat repeatedly testable yan. When we say technology, then it is ayan, yan yung formal definition ng technology. It is application of science or applied science. So technology came from science. So science muna, then technology. Okay. Immortality tech. Okay, let's discuss. Cross discussion ulit. Okay, let's have another discussion. Immortality tech. So this is one of the issues. Okay. So this is one of the issues nowadays. Okay, as you can see here, we have here the word stem cells. What do you think is the issue about stem cells? Sige, 1.5. Who can tell me the issue about stem cells? Bakit? Why did the Pope discourage scientists in experimenting stem cells? What do you think? Bakit kaya yung Pope, Papa, mga religious leaders, ayaw nila na conduct tayo ng experiment with stem cells? Okay, go ahead. What do you think?
Sir,
Okay, what do you think? Why do you think?
because
Sige,
kasi
go.
parang we're like playing God. Yung ginawa natin.
But we have been doing it for a long time, di ba? We have been creating medicine for a long time. So magkasakit, actually the doctor is like angels na din eh. So binibigyan ng medisina tapos nabubuhay. Tapos the bad thing is that sometimes those who are able to access high quality medicine are corrupt individuals, sometimes politicians, no? So they corrupt people and then they go to hospital and then they got cured. So that's one of the problem. Okay, so playing gods, although there is a problem no talaga with playing gods, so you violate the moral laws, so you violate these things, so you play God. So I don't know what will happen if you play God. But aside from, okay, you play God, what's wrong with it? Say, go ahead, discuss. Okay, so if we start playing God, aside from inventing medicine, no, vaccines, mga
Sir.
ganyan, mga hybrids. Okay, sige, go. Wait daw, Rocky muna, Rocky. Was it Rocky? Ikaw ba yung Rocky? Sino yung nag-recite kanina? Nagsabi ng play God?
Ako po, sir.
Betwell po.
Okay, Bethwell. Okay, tell us in detail. Okay, tell the class in detail. What is the disadvantage? Yun nga, what is the disadvantage if we start to consider ourselves as God? We mess up with living things, no? Okay, sige, go.
Okay naman, sir. Okay. Kasi ano rin po, sir. Pag aside from playing God, we're also just defying the cycle of life, the rules of life.
Mhm.
Because all living things have to die. Kailangan lahat ng tao mamamatay. Kung lahat ng tao magiging immortal, parang sinsira natin yung cycle of life and death.
Okay.
And besides, if all people would be alive and be immortal, I think that's another problem for overpopulation, which will cause our world to be in much worse. No?
Okay, that's very good point, no? So, if everyone is immortal, one of the problem with immortality technology, no? So, is the overpopulation. So, hindi na, okay, people won't die na. Hindi na mamatay naturally. So, what will happen? So, what we do? So, we start killing each other na So it's unintended consequences. So that's a very, kumbaga, two-layer na reasoning, no? So two-layer na reasoning. First is that Bithwell reasoned out that if we don't die, if we are immortals, then we don't die. If we don't die, then we start overpopulating the earth. If we start overpopulating the earth, then we will came up with worse living. So napakahirap ng very difficult living, no? Okay, sige, that's a very good, kumbaga, it logically follows, kumbaga, it logically follows na the consequences logically follows from the premises. Okay, very good, Bethwell. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 points for that one. Okay, what else? What else? Sino ba
Baka
dyan?
delikado din po siya, sir. Na
Okay.
gamitin po yung stem cell.
Mary Joy, okay. What else? What are the consequences? Sige, Mary Joy.
Sir, si Mary Rose po yung sumagot.
Ay, Mary Rose. Wait. Sandali lang.
Po, sir?
Again, as I've said, hindi ko kayo makita. Oh, Mary Rose. Okay, sige, Mary Rose.
Ano po, sir? Baka po hindi po sila sir, pumayag po na gamitin yung stem cell kasi po baka delikado din po.
What? Sige, go ahead. Continue with your reasoning. Bakit delikado? Katulad ng ginawa na Bethwell. Continue reasoning. So, delikado. Example.
Siguro po, sir, pag ginamit po yan nila, sir, hindi pa naman po sure kung kung safe ba po siya or hindi po. Kasi hindi pa naman po napapatunayan, sir.
Okay, can you give a hypothetical example na concrete na example, na it's a disadvantage. Like for example kay Bithwell, we can understand the concrete example, overpopulation to suffering. How about you, Mary Joy? Can you give a concrete example?
Mary Rose.
Mary Rose. Oh, Mary Rose. Sige, go. Sige.
Wala pa po, sir, kasi yun lang po yung
Hypothetical. For example, mag-malfunction yung stem cell na yan. So, what are hypothetical consequence? So, anong pwedeng mangyari?
Pwede po sigurong yung life po ng tao pwede pong maging danger po, sir.
Okay, for example, can you be more specific? Ano pwedeng mangyari sa tao? Tutubuan ng buntot, ganon. It become dangerous. Tutubuan ng pangil, magiging zombie, Okay, so ikaw, be specific. Hypothetical lang naman.
Can I? Yeah.
Sandali. Mary Joy.
sir.
Okay, later. Mary Joy, sige.
Sir,
For example,
Sir,
Sir, si Mike na lang,
Sir,
sir.
Mary Rose po.
Mary Rose.
Ay, sir, si Mike na lang, sir.
Sandali,
Or
Mary
sir-
Rose. I think you have an idea. I know you have an idea. So you can get inspiration from movies, scientific experiment gone wrong. Be more specific para ma-visualize ng mga classmates, so that your classmates can visualize what you are talking about. Okay, sige. Be more specific, Mary Rose. Yeah. Okay. So you can get inspiration from movies. So ano nangyayari?
Siguro po, sir, meron pong po, sir, for example, sir, parang magkakaroon ng abnormalities po yung
Okay. Sige, be even more specific. Sige, like for example, gawa-gawa lang, kahit para ma-visualize ng classmates mo. Sige, abnormalities.
Pero hindi ako sure, sir, sa opinion ko
This is as I've said, this is classroom discussion, no? So, I'm going to lead it to the correct answer. Sige, go.
Ano ba, sir? Siguro pag ginagamit nila yan, sir, di ba nagkaroon ng abnormalities? Kasi nga, like, for example, sir, yung babae po, sir, pag nagpapakuha po siya ng bata po, di ba yung abortion po, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Sometimes po yung bata po na sa loob ng ano niya, ng tiyan niya po, sometimes hindi nakukuha, sir, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng abnormalities po paglabas po ng yung pinapanganak na po. Sa parang ganun lang po yung example ko.
Okay, that can do. So abnormality is not
Sir,
it's not it's not
Can I, sir?
too specific to me. Sige, okay, but that's a good idea, no. I think I nakuha ko man yung idea mo. Mary Rose. Okay? For that,
Oh,
abnormalities, no. Mary Rose, I'm going to give you 1.5 points. Okay, sige. Si yung hindi pa.
Thanks, sir Mike.
Tapos na to si Rocky at si Mike. Sunbi. Sunbi, it's your turn. Okay, time to join the discussion. Go.
yung opinion ko, sir, also, maybe not, the same, but, kasi po, sir, yung stem cells are foreign cells po. And then, if, kunyari po, di ba, ilalagay niyo siya sa mga isang part ng organ. So, each organ, kunyari po dito nakalagay, di ba, culture of undifferentiated stem cells. So, parang, i-replicate niya po yung cells, pero it is a foreign cell, sir. So, yung antibodies may react differently towards the stem cells, sir.
Okay, that's a very good, talagang nakaka-precise, no? Okay, sige. Actually, that's advanced scientific knowledge by Sunbi, no? Okay, 1.5 Sunbi. So, this is based on scientific knowledge, no? Sometimes, okay? Sometimes, when people undergo kidney transplant or heart transplant or lung transplant, okay, the person receiving the transplant dies. Okay, and one of the reason why that person dies is that, si drawing natin, is that the body, okay, so Sunbi's idea is like this. So Sunbi's idea is like this. So let's say we have a person, okay, and this is the reason why you should know your blood type. Okay, because sometimes, let's say you transfer a liver, okay, you transfer a liver, so this is brand new liver, kumbaga it's like a motorcycle, pinalitan mo siya ng, you change the engine or some part of the motor's battery or some part of the motorcycle. Okay, so what happens is that sometimes the body itself starts attacking the new organ. So yan, ina-attack niya yung new organ. So this is the problem. So the new organ gets destroyed and also the person gets killed. So that's one of the weakness or disadvantage, no, of using stem cells, because the body could start attacking it. Okay, that's why also one of the reason why you should know your blood types. Blood type A ka ba? Blood type B? Blood type AB? Or blood type O? Who can donate to who? Right? I think O can donate to everybody. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. But let's say AB cannot donate to O, for example, like that. Because people with O start attacking the blood from a person with AB. So kinakain mismo yung dugo o kinakain mismo yung organ. Okay. Sige, that's a very good point, Sunbi. Okay, any other opinion? Sige, stem cells. Why do you think the priest, religious leaders, especially the Pope last time, I remember the Pope really discouraged it, announced that you should not be conducting stem cell experiments. Alright, the Pope announced it to the scientific community.
Sir, baka po against po siya sa heavenly law.
Okay? Moral problem. Okay. Discuss it, Mary Ro. Sino ba
Yes,
yun? Rexy? Was it Rexy?
yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Is it you said heavenly law? Sige, Rexy, go ahead.
Sir, ito po sa akin yung heavenly law.
Okay, Mary Rose again.
Niya po.
Okay, Mary Rose.
Ano po sir, kasi po 'di ba yung parang against siya sa heavenly law, sir, kasi nga 'di ba sabi dun sa 'di ba yung principle, sir, na yung babae at lalaki lang talaga, sir, yung pwedeng mag-produce ng ng ibang cells, 'di ba, sir? So parang po siya, sir, wala naman sa sa law na sa heaven law na pwede kang gumawa ng ganung bagay, sir.
Okay, so it's moral problem kung baka kay
Sir,
Mary
can I
Rose.
add
Okay,
my answer,
that's
sir?
a different angle no Mary Rose. I usually no we talk about actually I think John touched about that ng law, something about natural law, heavenly law. Okay, Mary Rose that's 1.5. Okay, that's a very different angle, new angle kumbaga. Okay, sige, Mary Rose, it's moral
Sir,
problem.
can I
I'm going
add?
to discuss that later. Rexy, go ahead.
So, siguro sir, premise 1, kasi stem cells come from babies.
Uh-huh.
And then, if you start, premise 2, if you study stem cell, then you promote abortion.
Okay.
Therefore, studying of stem cell is morally impermissible according to Catholic Church, specifically to
Okay.
the Pope.
Where did you get that, kumbaga, syllogism? That is syllogism, no? That's a formal form of arguing. Rexy, is that yours? Did you form that one?
Philosophy ako, sir. Philosophy major.
Wow!
So,
Okay, I thought...
naano ko po yan last sem.
I thought you...
Sana all.
I thought you took that one, that idea from the internet because I was thinking I'm going to give Rexy 2 points, but I'm not sure if she get that one from the internet.
Sir, that's my own
Uh,
idea.
Now that you mentioned that you are a philosophy student, that was actually
Okay.
well formulated, no, Rexy? That's well formulated. Okay, that's well formulated idea. But it's still kumbaga, yung main idea niya, if you're going to extract everything, it's the same level as kay John Bithwell. Okay? So, I think I gave John Bithwell, how many points did I give you? 1.5, right?
No, sir, 2.
2. Okay, sige. Rexy.
Po, sir.
Okay, you will receive 2 points. Okay.
Sir, thank you.
You earn 2 points. Kumbaga, so ganito yung point ni Rexy. So, this is my point, no? So, normally, magkahiwalay yan, science. So, they can, normally, they're separate science, and then, on the other side, we have here, religion. So, most of the time, 99% of the time, so, science is usually doing its own thing, and then religion is doing its own traditions, practices, doing its own things, no? But there are cases that like stem cell, no? Okay. Religion. Okay, that's religion. Okay, there are cases where the domains of the two, so yung domain ng science, yung sakop ng science, okay, the domain of science and the domain of religion overlap. So sometimes it happens. So like in the case of stem cells, scientifically this is testing, experimentation, and so on. But religion specializes or deals with moral. So how should we behave? So it deals with moral aspects of humanity. So yan, intersect. So religion does not usually, most of the time, no, it does not intervene with scientific experiments. But when the domains overlap, kumbaga, if religious leaders, if they think that sakop nila yan, if they think that it is part of their domain, then they have the every right to say something about it, no? Okay. So yan yung nangyari. Bakit nga ba, why is stem cell? Okay, one of the reason, no, why stem cell is kumbaga heavily discouraged by the churches or different religious groups, kasi nga, okay, very specific, according to Rexy. According to Rexy, okay, you will need to abort, kumbaga you will have to kill an embryo, a child. So ano ba talaga tong stem cell? What is the stem cell? Okay, so we remember from around grade 5 in high school or elementary, right? Okay, males or men have sperm, women have the egg cell. So during fertilization, if after fertilization, okay, what actually happens is that the sperm and egg combine into one cell. So naging isang cell siya. And then it starts to divide. So kumbaga what happens is that the cell nagkakaroon ng hati dito. Kumbaga nadi-divide siya. It's like cutting pizza in half. So nagkaka-divide siya. And then after half, nagdi-divide siya like this. So nagdi-divide, keeps on continuing to divide. So divide ng divide, keep on continuing to divide. And then some other cell develop. So like this one, the trypoblast, that one. So but the core is still here. Okay, what happens is that you may have noticed that these cells, okay, are similar, pare-parehas. They are very similar. Okay. But a human adult, kung tingnan mo sarili mo, okay? A human adult, the cells of a human adult are different. Okay? You have a different cell for eyes, different cell for muscles, and different cell for liver, different cell for blood. And the question is, how did the different cells came from this cell? So yan, i-studyhan yan ng mga scientists. And one of the application, aside from curing mga diseases to, aside from curing the diseases, is actually one way to gain immortality. So, okay, how would you possibly gain immortality from stem cells? Kasi, di ba, liver, when we grow old, it starts to dysfunction. So, using stem cell technology, so what you're going to do is just create a liver, develop. So, if you're going to modify it, use laboratory setups such that these cells start to develop into a liver. So, if your liver dysfunctions, just replace the liver. Just like that. If your heart dysfunctions, then replace it with your heart. And another thing is that you can, if the technology is too advanced, you can create a human puppet. So gawa ka ng puppet, no? Human puppet, and then you start messing up with biology such that you're transferred to that person. And that's so ew. Oh my gosh. It's hard to describe. So it's immortality but also morally morally repugnant, morally reprehensible. Kumbaga, napaka inhumane yan, no? So for most people, pero for some people, parang normal lang to sa kanila. For some people, yan. Okay, so yan, the disadvantage of technology. So ayan, this is a fertilized egg that have divided many times. So ganito na nangyayari, napakaraming same, parehas lang na cell, pero later on it start to differentiate. It start to turn into nerve cells, it start to turn to eye cell, brain cell, into different things. Okay, so grabe no technology. Okay, now let's go on to the third component, no? I think, okay, sige.
Sir, excuse.
Oh, it's already time, no? Okay, sige.
Opo.
Okay, for next meeting, okay, for next meeting, we're going to talk about society in detail, no? In detail. So, pag-usapan natin yung society. Ano ba talaga yung society? Okay, so for now, we have completed 2 topics. Completed science, and we have completed technology. But I think it's already time. So, I think do you have a class? Do you have your next class?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sige.
Meron po.
I think I should be dismissing the class. Okay, if you have questions, you can type it in our Google Classroom, ha? Okay, sige. Goodbye, class. See you on Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.